Hello YouTubers, I got a package in from today from Banggood. Oh boy, I kind of like buying stuff from there. Takes a little while to get there, but man, they got some real bargains. But anyway, I thought I'd do a little unboxing, reviewing, and installing of a, well, I'll open up the package, you can see for yourself. Okay, here's the package. Typical plastic bag, the way Banggood sends them. Invoice. Here's the box, and let's take this. Let's open a box up. Yeah, that's an interesting way to open a box. I'm missing something here. We got a install manual, probably a Chinese English manual for like screws and maybe some double-sided tape, and this, let's see here, kind of hard to open it with one hand. And there she is. Yes, there she is. Not a whole lot to it, doesn't look like. It looks like the battery for memory. I'm glad to see that. That's good, so any of the settings you put in it will be memorized. And it looks like it's got a little buzzer. Here's all the cables that are with it. Which basically what this is an LCD fan controller. This is to pimp out the PC that I built here about a month ago. It's a Dell 790 and it's really plain looking, and I kind of like to pimp my PCs out, so I thought I'd order this little item from Banggood. I think it was around $20, and you know, basically it helps you monitor the fans. I believe you can adjust the speed of the fans, make it a little quieter if you want. And the thing I really liked about it is it's got a clock on it, and I thought that was kind of cool to just look over there and have a clock to reference. Material wise, it looks, like I said, soldering looks pretty good. It came in packaged nice, no real damage that I can see. So the next thing I'll do is I'll drag this PC out and get her opened up, and I'll do a little install of this and review, and we'll see what we got here. Okay, I'm back. As you can see, I now have the LCD fan display, clock, etc. from Banggood. I got the wiring harness out. I pulled the front of my Dell 790 front cover off, and a couple cool things on the 790 is I didn't know it when you pull that plate out for the cover for the 5.5. It's actually got extra screws back there. That's thinking ahead, Dell. But anyway, I'm not going to use them because this thing, it's not like a full size CD-ROM, but it'll do for what I'm wanting to do. Basically, I got it pulled apart here. Nothing real complicated here. I'm going to take this and feed it into here and go ahead and screw the mounts down on it, and then I will go to the wiring part of it. I am disappointed. I thought I was thinking ahead, and I bought this off of Banggood thinking I could use this as an extra, because on my video card I'm only using one of the two on the power supply, and I was going to just pigtail off of that to feed this, instead of, I've got a modular power supply, but instead I had it to end up adding another set of modules for the old style Molex, which it kind of cluttered the wires a little more than I wanted. I've got some wire ties, I'll clean it up, but I thought I was thinking ahead, but I ordered the wrong one. It needed to be totally opposite of this. That needed to be, this end should have been females, and this end should have been males, and I ordered it the other way around, but okay, I got it mounted now. I'm just matching it up on the end here, and fortunately, you know, it's Chinese stuff, but it did have those little self-tapper screws here to mount this piece, and one of the screw holes, just one, lines up, but from what I can tell, it's more than sufficient to hold it nice and tight. So we'll just go with that one screw hole that lined up. I could probably, there's a couple other holes here on this case that I could, with the plastic, it looks like I could just drill it out, and that's a self-tapping screw, tap a screw in there, but I don't really see a need. I think one's going to do more than sufficient. It's not moving around or anything, and we'll go with that. If it moves or something, I'll go back and put another screw in there, but anyway, I can put that one screw there, which fit right in the whole factory hole from the case. Now I've got all the wires here, and I think it's going to be pretty self-explanatory. That's for the CPU fan, that's for the system fan, and then you have these are pretty cool. It's got these are the thermal sensors, and I've got everything's marked anyway, and you've got CPU temperature, a hard drive temperature, and a system temperature. So I guess basically these, I'm just going to fit that in the fan, or the heat sink, if you can see that or not, but I'll just fit it in the heat sink because it's just a little thermal resistor, and it'll tell me the heat of the heat sink, which is close enough. I'm probably not going to do system. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fit one in my video card, so my system will actually be my heat sink for my video card temperature, and then I'll go ahead and set one up on the, I'll probably put it on the SSD drive, and monitor the temperature of the SSD drive. It's more about bling than anything, but hey, it doesn't hurt to have an extra system monitor or system temperature. Well, let me go ahead and hook these up. I mean, I think they're pretty self-explanatory. The Molex cable for the power came out right here, which I'm going to plug in right here. So that's going to be my, right there. That'll be my, that's the main power to the unit, and then the rest of them are just like pretty self-explanatory. They plug it into the fans. I don't know if I'm going to do the CPU fan or not. I kind of think I want the system board to control the CPU fan, but anyway, we'll work that out. Okay, I got her all wired up now. I'll kind of go through it. I mean, I already showed you kind of where it mounted and put one screw in there, and that's all solid. The main Molex was a 4-pan standard old Molex type connector, which like I said, I had to add a module to my modular power supply to add it, which kind of added a few wires I didn't want to, but I don't know, I can go back, maybe order the right cable to pigtail off of this, but really it doesn't matter. I'm just being picky as far as wire management. I think it still turned out pretty good. I wrapped everything up so you can get a better view here. Basically, I found out with this Dell 790 I was going to use like the case fan I was going to put it on the fan controller, but I ran into a problem with the Dell. The BIOS looks for this fan right here, and when I plugged it into this LCD fan controller, the LCD fan controller worked the fan just fine. You control the speed, everything, but then I was getting a boot error warning me that the case fan wasn't working, and I went in the BIOS and there wasn't any way to disable that, so I just nixed that idea, and I'll let the BIOS control that case fan. I did go ahead and add, I don't know if you can see that, but right in here I added another small 4-inch fan, which I just found a bolt and kind of a neat place for it to mount in the 790 to add a little additional cooling. and I will be controlling it by the fan control. CPU, I didn't want to fan control it anyway. Like I said, this is really just more bling for the PC than anything. That, and I do like the idea that I can, at a glance, see what my GPU is, temperature is running at, and my CPU heatsink fan is running at it, and the system inside of the case, the temperature. So I'll get all the temperatures plus the clock and everything, which I'll show you the LCD display that once I get the case buttoned up, but I wanted to kind of show you the wiring process anyway. So these are little third resistors, and like I said, they fit in real nice in between the fins on the fan. So I mounted one there, and then I mounted one up here in the fins of the CPU, and then the third one, which is the system or case fan, I just have it setting in the air so that so basically it's just monitor the temperature of the inside of the case. So I'm monitoring 3 different temperatures: GPU, CPU, and case temperature. Like I said, I'm also controlling this front fan here. As you can see, I kind of wire tied it up. It's pretty simple. They're all labeled, like this is hard drive. And you can tell it's got, like a little stubby end with it's kind of coated in like a ceramic, and that's your thermosistors, and you just fit it in between the fans there. It fits nice and snug, so it's going to get a good temperature on the metal there. Same with that one. And then, like I said, the third one, I'm just going to have it hanging free, just to monitor the case temperature. A Dell 790, it doesn't have a whole lot of real estate for me to add more fans in it. If I could have, I would have added a couple more fans, maybe a 90 millimeter in the back or something like that, but there's just not any room. I messed with it and dug through, and like I said, the only thing I did find is I was able to mount a fan up front here, which is cool because it's going to go blow through the hard drives, and I've got it pulling, and the back one exhausts, so it's going to get a good flow through the whole case, and I can control the speed of that so it's not too noisy. Because that's one thing I like about this Dell 790 is it is really quiet, because the fans are managed and they're not blowing full speed all the time. So anyway, that's pretty much it. You can see here I just bundled up the rest of the stuff that I'm not going to use. It's got I can't remember, I think it's $22 on Banggood. So, and the quality seems to be pretty good. And here in a second I'll power it up and you'll see what it looks like and see if I really blinged up my PC any. Okay, well we're done with my pimping out of my PC. Hopefully that'll come on, focus. Yeah, focus. There we go. There's what she looks like. Go back a little bit. There's my 790. Well, she's not wanting to focus real good, but anyway, there she is. Ran into a couple more problems with it. Well, not real problems, but whenever I went to put this faceplate back on, the width of this was just slightly too wide to want to snap in that case. So I had to take the Dremel tool and just kind of whittle down the edges just slightly. But Chinese stuff, what do you expect? And I don't even know if it's Chinese, it might have been Dell. But looking at it, it's cool. I mean, I got my clock there, or my date there, my clock there, shows my fan spinning. Here you've got the CPU temperature, and which you can change from Fahrenheit to Celsius. But it's showing, and then you can switch over to, right now it's 90 degrees on the CPU, and then you can go to the hard drives. And as you can tell, I don't have a hard drive fan spinning, so that's why it's got the, but it does still show that's the GPU. So I mean, it's cool that I can just go through and check all the temperatures on my equipment. I can also control the fan speed, which I don't know if you can hear it or not, but I just turned the alarm off. It's actually got an alarm too, but I don't know if you can hear that, but I actually increase the speed of the fan and you can slow it down. It'd be a really neat controller for if you're doing a PC build. And it looks good in here too. Work-wise, I spent probably about 3 hours on it. I don't know if it was worth all the. It was to me. I mean, it's really just about pimping it out and having something cool, because it was kind of a plain case, and that definitely perks it up. But it's kind of difficult as far as getting all the wire management and getting everything hooked up. But you know, if you were building a PC, I mean, it's pretty cool. You can control the fan speed of 3 of them. You've got your temperatures here, and you've also got alarms that you can set for actually to set the alarm in the manual. But you can change the I think if you hold that down, yeah, that changes the that's your alarm clock. Yeah, and there you can set your high temperature threshold, which for the CPU it's at 122, and the hard drive, which is the GPU, it would be I set it to 140, and for the system I set it for 140. So actually, and it's actually got a hard drive LED that if you want to hook it up to your system, that'll blink. It's got a cool little fire. I just like the colors and everything. I think it really goes with the case. Like I said, it's kind of a geek thing, but for me, it was worth the 3 hours to put it in. I definitely think it spiffed up the front of this 790. It's unique now. It's not just any, you know, and it's this 790. I don't know if you've seen my other video. Is definitely unique. I mean, it's got an upgraded power supply in it, and it's got an upgraded GPU in it, upgraded memory in it. It's running an SSD. I mean, it's an i7. You know, if you want to do a budget build, this is really a good PC to build a budget on, or build a PC on a budget on. It's gaming like crazy. I'm really happy with it. It's amazing that it's a 7-year-old PC, or keeps up with current PCs. I mean, I can't see spending $1,500. You're not going to get that much more performance than what I'm getting out of this. I know I'm rambling on now, but anyway, there's the LCD speed fan controller from Banggood for the Optiplex 790 that I pimped out. Please subscribe. Have a good day.